Om Shanti. 19th December 2020, Baapdada Murli. In the essence, Baba says, "Sweet children, you made this promise when you come. We will surrender ourselves to you. The Father has now come to remind you of your promise." Question: due to which main speciality of the deities are only they called worthy of worship? Answer: only the deities have the speciality of not remembering anyone. Neither do they remember the Father, nor do they remember the images of others. This is why they are said to be worthy of worship. There is nothing but happiness. This is why there is no need for them to remember anyone. By remembering the one Father now, you become so pure and worthy of worship that you won't need to remember anyone later on. Om Shanti. Sweetest spiritual children, you cannot be called spiritual souls. Spirit or soul, it is the same thing. The spiritual father explains to the spiritual children. Before this, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, did not give knowledge to souls. The Father himself says, "I only come once in the cycle at the most elevated confluence age." No one else can say this. The Father never comes at any time other than at the confluence age of the cycle. The Father only comes at the confluence age when devotion has to come to an end. The Father sits here and gives this knowledge to you children. Consider yourselves to be souls and remember the Father. This is very difficult for some children. It is very easy, but it doesn't sit in their intellects very well. This is why Baba repeatedly explains to them. Even when it is explained to them, they still don't understand anything. In a school, some students fail in spite of being taught by a teacher for 12 months. This unlimited Father teaches you children every day. Nevertheless, only some are able to imbibe, whereas others forget. The main thing that is explained to you is, consider yourself to be souls and remember the Father. The Father himself says, "Constantly remember me alone." No human being can ever say this. The Father says, "I only come once. I come and only explain to you children after a cycle at the confluence age. Only you receive this knowledge. No one else takes it. Only you, mouth-born creation of Prajapita Brahma, understand this knowledge. You know that the Father taught you this knowledge in the previous cycle at the confluence age. Only you Brahmins have these parts. You definitely have to go through these castes. Those of other religions do not go through these castes. It is only the people of Bharat who go through these castes. Only Brahmins become the resident of Bharat. This is why the Father has come into Bharat. You Brahmins are the mouth-born creation of Prajapita Brahma. After Brahmins, you become deities and then warriors. No one is made into a warrior. You are made into Brahmins and you then become deities. When the degrees of the same deities have decreased, they are called warriors. They become warriors automatically. The Father comes and makes you into Brahmins. You then become deities from Brahmins, and those same deities then become warriors. It is only at this time that the one Father establishes all three religions. It isn't that he comes again in the golden and silver ages. Because people don't know this, they say that he also comes in the golden and silver ages. The Father says, I do not come in every age. I only come once in the cycle at the confluence age. It is I who make you into Brahmins through Prajapita Brahma. I come from the supreme abode. Acha, where did the Brahma come from? Brahma takes 84 births. I don't. Brahma and Saraswati become Vishnu, whose dual form is Lakshmi and Narayan. He takes 84 births. Then, at the end of his many births, I enter him and make him into Brahma. I name him Brahma. This one's name is not chosen by him. On the sixth day after a child is born, they have a naming ceremony according to his horoscope. They celebrate his birthday. This one's name, according to his horoscope, was Lekharaj. That was his name from birth. When the Father entered him at the confluence age, his name was changed. He changes this one's name when he is in his stage of retirement. The names of those sannyasis are changed when they leave their homes and go away. This one lives at home. I named him Brahma because Brahmins are needed. I make you belong to me and make you into pure Brahmins. You are made pure. It isn't that you are pure from birth. You receive teachings to become pure. The main thing is how to become pure. You know that not a single person on the path of devotion can be worthy of worship. People bow down in front of those gurus, etc., because they renounce their homes and become pure. However, it cannot be said that they are worthy of worship. Those who are worthy of worship do not remember anyone. Sannyasis remember the Brahm element and pray. The people in the golden age do not remember anyone. The Father says, you now have to remember the one. That is devotion. You souls are incognito. No one knows about souls accurately. In the golden and silver ages too, bodily beings played their parts with their names. Actors cannot exist without names. No matter where you are, you definitely have a name given to your body. How could you play your part without having a name? The Father has explained to you. On the path of devotion, you used to sing, when you come, I will make you, and none other belong to me. I will only belong to you. The soul says this, we will not worship any of the bodily beings who are given names on the path of devotion. When you come, we will surrender ourselves to you. You didn't even know when he would come. People continue to worship so many bodily beings with so many names. The Father comes after the second half of the cycle, when devotion comes to an end. He says, you have been saying for birth after birth, I will not remember anyone but you. I won't even remember my own body. However, you didn't even know me. So how could you remember me? The Father now sits here and explains to you children. Sweetest children, consider yourself to be souls and remember the Father. The Father alone is the purifier. By remembering him, you will become pure and Satopradhan. There is no devotion in the golden and silver ages. You don't remember anyone, neither the Father nor any image. There, there is nothing but happiness. The Father has explained, the closer you come, the closer you will be to your Karmatita stage. In the golden age, there is lot of happiness in being in the new world and in a new home. Then, as it becomes 25% old, it is as though you forget heaven. So, the Father says, you used to sing, we will only belong to you, we will only listen to you. Souls refer to the Father as the Supreme Soul. Souls are tiny, subtle points. Divine vision is needed to see a soul. You are not able to focus on a soul. It takes effort to consider yourselves to be such a tiny point, a soul, and remember the Father. People don't try to have a vision of a soul. They try to have a vision of the Supreme Soul because they have heard that He is brighter than 1,000 suns. When someone has a vision, he says that it was very bright because that is what he has heard. Someone who people worship intensely is the one they would have a vision of. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to have faith. The Father says, if they haven't seen a soul, how could they see the Supreme Soul? How could they even see a soul? Human beings have images of bodies. They have names. But a soul is just a point, a very tiny point. How can that be seen? Although they try a great deal, it is not possible to see a soul with your physical eyes. Each of you souls receives a subtle eye of knowledge. You know, you now understand how tiny you souls are. I, a soul, have a part of 84 births recorded in me which I have to repeat. You receive the Father's Srimad in order to make you elevated. Therefore, you must follow that. You have to imbibe divine virtues. Your food and drink have to be royal. Your behavior has to be very royal because you are becoming deities. Deities are worthy of worship. They never worship anyone. They are double crowned. They never worship anyone. So, they are worthy of being worshipped. There is no need to worship anyone in the golden age, but they definitely give one another regard. To bow to someone means to give regard. It isn't that you have to keep anyone in your heart. Regard has to be given. For instance, everyone gives regard to the President because they know that he has a high position. You don't have to bow down to anyone. Therefore, the Father explains, this path of knowledge is a completely different thing. Here, you just have to consider yourself to be souls. You have forgotten this. You remember the names of the bodies. Everything has to be done with the name. How would you call anyone who doesn't have a name? Although you are bodily beings, playing your parts, you must keep Shiv Baba in your intellects. The devotees of Krishna believe that they must only remember Krishna. They say that whatever they look, they only see Krishna. They believe, I am Krishna and you too are Krishna. Oh, but your name is different from his name. So, how can everyone be Krishna? Not everyone's name can be Krishna. They continue to say whatever enters their minds. The Father now says, forget all the images of the path of devotion and remember the one Father. You don't call those images the purifier. Hanuman and others are not the purifier. There are many images, but none of them is the purifier. None of those goddesses with bodies can be the purifier. Using their own intellects, people create images of goddesses with 6 to 8 arms. They don't know who they are. They are the children who are the helpers of the purifier Father. No one knows this. Your external form is ordinary. Those bodies will be destroyed. It isn't that your images, etc., will remain. All of those will finish. In fact, you are goddesses. The name mentioned are goddess Sita, goddess so and so. They never say Dichi Ram. They say goddess or Srimati so and so. However, that too is wrong. You now have to make effort to become pure. You say, come and make us pure from impure. You don't say, make us into Lakshmi and Narayan. Only the Father changes you from impure and purifies you. Only He changes you from an ordinary human being into Narayan. Those people call the incorporeal one the purifier. They have portrayed someone else as the one who relates the story of the true Narayan. They don't say, Baba, tell us the story of the true Narayan and make us immortal, or make us into Narayan from an ordinary human being. They simply say, come and purify us. Only Baba tells you the story of the true Narayan and purifies you. You then relate the true story to others. No one else can know this. Only you know this. Although you have friends, relatives and brothers etc. at home, they still don't understand. Acha. To the sweetest beloved long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Baapdada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children in return to the spiritual father says good morning, Namaste, Namaste, Namaste. Essence for Dharana, point number 1. In order to make yourself elevated, follow the Srimad you receive from the Father and imbibe divine virtues. Your food, drink and behavior have to be very royal. Point number 2. Don't remember one another, but definitely give regard. Make effort to become pure and also inspire others to do the same. Blessing. May you be a soul who has the fortune of happiness and who constantly experiences happiness by using all your treasures at the right time. May you be a soul who has the fortune of happiness and who constantly experiences happiness by using all your treasures at the right time. As soon as you took your Brahmin birth, you received from Baapdada many elevated treasures of happiness for the whole day. This is why, even today, devotees experience temporary happiness just by hearing your name. When they see your non-living images, they begin to dance in happiness. In the same way, all of you have the fortune of happiness. For you have received many treasures. Now, simply use them at the right time. Always keep the key to them in front of you. That is, always keep these in your awareness and put that awareness into a practical form, and you will constantly continue to experience happiness. Slogan: Those who ignite the lamp of the Father's elevated hopes are lamps of the clan. Those who ignite the lamp of the Father's elevated hopes are lamps of the clan. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank